If you thought Joe Biden's debate with President Trump was bad, just wait until you hear the audio from when special counsel Ben-Hur investigated Joe. Now, thanks to the transcript, we've known for a while that the entire interview was a train wreck, but transcripts are one-dimensional. They don't let us hear the rhythm or cadence when someone is speaking, or lack thereof. They don't allow us to hear the strength in someone's voice, or lack thereof. And they certainly don't allow us to hear when someone loses their train of thought in the middle of a single word. Now, before I play the audio, let's take a look at how Joe Biden painted this entire interaction.
Attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of. Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away.
You're right, Joe. It's none of his damn business, and that's why he didn't ask about it. You were the one who brought it up. In fact, Robert Hur's question was about where Joe was keeping documents. Remember, it was a classified documents investigation because he was caught having documents at multiple locations, including his Delaware beach house. But without further ado, here is the audio, and pay special attention again to the original question and Joe Biden's failed attempt to answer it.
So during this time when you were living in Chambers Road and there were documents related to the Penn Biden Center or the Biden or the cancer moonshot or your book, where did you keep papers that related to those things that you were actively working on?
Well, I don't know. This is what, 2017, 18, that area?
Yes, sir.
Remember, in this time frame, my son is either been deployed or is dying. And so it was, and by the way, there were still a lot of people at the time when I got out of the Senate that were encouraging me to run in this period, except the president. It's not a mean thing to say. I mean, he just thought that she had a better shot of winning the presidency than I did. And so I hadn't at this point, even though I'm at Penn, I hadn't walked away from the idea that I might run for office again. So if I ran again, I'd be running for president. And so what was happening though, what month did Bo die? May 30th, 2015. Was it 2015 he died?
Maybe 2015.
I think it's 2015.
I'm not sure the months are, but I think that was
Yeah.
That's right, Mr. President.
And what's happened in the meantime is that Trump gets elected in November of 2017? 2016. All right. So, why do I have 2017 here?
That's when you left office, January of 2017.
Yeah, okay. But that's what.
Okay, just to give you some context, the other voices, it's not just Robert Hur in the room with him. Joe Biden also had lawyers in the room. By the way, Joe also had notes in front of him. That's why he's saying, why do I have 2017 here? So this performance, his lack of awareness is with, I imagine, bullet point notes that he can reference throughout the interview. Just in case you forgot what the original question was, where did you keep those papers? That was the question, and we've gone through this entire tangent. By the way, Joe's not done answering the question yet, and I don't think he actually ever does answer the question.
Trump gets sworn in January.
Right, correct.
Okay, yeah. And in 2017, Bo had passed, and this is personal. The genesis of the book and the title, Promise Me Dad, was I know you're all close with your sons and daughters, but Bo was like my right arm, and that was my left. These guys were a year and a day apart, and they could finish each other's sentences. And Bo, I used to go home on the train in the period that I was still in the Senate. Anyway, if you remember. There was pressure, not pressure. Bo knew how much I adored him. And this sounds, maybe this sounds so, everybody knew how close we were. There was not anybody in the world who wondered whether or not, anyway. And so.
Sir, I'm wondering if this is a good time to take a break, briefly.
No, let me just keep going to get it done.
Maybe you should have taken that break, Joe, because you clearly forgot the original question, which was, where do you keep the papers? Now, look, it's tragic to lose a son. No matter who you are, no matter what side of the political aisle, that is just an awful thing that I cannot imagine the unbearable pain, just on a human level. So I'm not holding any of that against him, but Joe's the one who brought that up. That wasn't in the question. He brought it up and he lingered on it for, 5 minutes there. And what's crazy is that all of us on the right side of the aisle a year ago, we were screaming that Joe Biden had lost his mind, right? Robert Hur himself refused to press charges against Biden because he said that a jury would likely acquit him, find him innocent, because, he's just a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, right? So nothing ever happened there. But fast forward to today, where Democrats are coming out of the woodwork acting as if they had no idea that Joe Biden was cognitively infirm. Oh, who could have known if only there were signs? Hello, you guys are the ones who gaslit us. Take a look at this ABC News segment from right when the transcript was released over a year ago, and take a close listen to how they tried to spin Joe Biden's performance.
Well, Diane, one moment that really stands out in this transcript is particularly around the president's son, Bo Biden. Now, remember when this report came out last month, the president, he was visibly angry. He said, how dare the special counsel bring up his son? But in this transcript, it shows that it was the president himself, in fact, who brought up his son's death. And while he did remember the month and the date that his son passed, there were other people in the room, according to the transcript, who interjected to remind him of the exact year. Now, the White House's argument is that, look, he was being asked about a time in his life when he was writing about a book about his son's passing. So, of course, in processing, talking about that grief, he would bring up the date of his son's passing. Now, overall, though, from this transcript, we get a picture of this president that is really pretty similar to what we see covering this president day in and day out. He is conversational. He's joking at times. He's pushing back. He's staunchly defensive. There are moments when his memory appears to lapse, but there are also many, many parts of that transcript that shows the president does have recall of very detailed events that happened in years past, including also around foreign policy debates, around his own travel. So really, this is a more nuanced portrayal than what we got from the special counsel's report.
Rick,
okay. So Joe Biden did have strong moments. What we just witnessed was a memory lapse. Look, if you struggle for about 5 minutes trying to find your words and don't even seem to remember the question that was asked of you, I don't think that counts as a memory lapse, okay? And if you have to go on saying, oh, he was conversational, he was cracking jokes, I don't think that's a strong defense as to the president's health and his state of mind. Can you imagine, just for a moment, if the media even had that sort of glass half full mentality when it comes to Donald Trump? Of course not. Well, as you saw there, Axios got the first scoop at this recording, but they also reported more on what's to come. And what's interesting here is that Joe Biden apparently admitted intent. So Joe was asked about why he kept a classified document about Afghanistan, and he answered in that third bullet point there, quote, "I guess I wanted to hang on to it just for posterity's sake," end quote. That admission of intent technically could have exposed Biden to criminal charges, and his attorney soon interjected and saved his behind. Now, we all know Biden was guilty, right? The documents were found in those various places. But what really crosses that threshold there is that admission of intent, that he meant to do that it wasn't just an accident. Now, imagine if the shoe was on our foot, if we were found guilty of something like that, and then we admitted intent. We would have the entire rule of law, the entire book thrown at us. Yet Joe Biden has all the privilege in the world and, of course, no charges against him. Now, speaking of admission of intent, there is a massive update when it comes to James Comey. But before I get into that, I would like to acknowledge B. Deganian, Brutal Justice, 916 Smitty, and Linda Silander as today's members of the Governor's Club. These are people who have given tips or super thanks to the channel. I really appreciate you, and I'm glad that you enjoy the videos. So in case you haven't seen it, James Comey posted this on Instagram. By the way, he's now deleted it. 8647, cool shell formation on my beach walk. If there's any doubt, I'm pretty sure James Comey arranged those seashells. I have a hard time believing that he was just walking and organically stumbled on that formation. Now, in the restaurant and hospitality business, to 86 someone is to kick them out or remove them, get rid of them. But when it comes to mafia and military and gangs, 86 is to kill someone, to take them out this way. And given that James Comey prosecuted the Gambino crime family, I have a hard time believing that he didn't know the alternative meanings of 86. According to the New York Post, Comey says Trump reminded him of Gambino mob boss. But that's not all. James Comey actually has a brand new book coming out right around the corner. And take a look at the description of his upcoming book. See if it sounds familiar to what's going on with President Trump right now. Former FBI Director Comey Westport reunites the protagonists of his first two legal thrillers for his strongest outing yet. U.S. Attorney Carmen Garcia is trying to take down Samuel Buchanan, a far-right media personality, with a popular podcast vilifying those he thinks are destroying America: intellectuals, immigrants, and people of color. Garcia believes Buchanan went far beyond the protection of the First Amendment when he singled out his enemies by name and suggested something should be done about them. His fans have obliged, killing or grievously injuring some of his foes. In a series of tense and exhilarating courtroom scenes, Garcia works with Deputy U.S. Attorney Nora Carlton to bring Buchanan down. Then, just as they've convicted him, a new threat emerges. I mean, does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? Because that seems eerily familiar to the current landscape and things that are going on politically. Well, the Secret Service, fortunately, is taking this seriously. They apparently had James Comey personally escorted in so they could interview him. Here is CNN reporting on that.
And interview him today?
So he's going to be escorted by the Secret Service,
okay,
as the last arrangement we were told of, to their field office and be interviewed. That means he's not under arrest, he's not in custody, he's not charged, and he's coming in voluntarily. And remember who we're talking about. We think of him as James Comey, the former FBI director. He's the former United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. He was the Deputy Attorney General of the United States of America. He knows under the law what constitutes a threat and what doesn't, and the case law behind that. So I think what you're going to see is this interview is going to happen. That'll be referred to the U.S. Attorney for a decision, and I think it'll be very difficult to come up with any decision other than he apologized and we're moving on. But that could be a long time.
Alyssa?
What a stupid series of events, in my opinion. Listen,
I vote with stupid here. But
Yeah, well, we now have footage of Comey himself being escorted. You'll notice he goes voluntarily, no handcuffs. I have a feeling that if any of us threatened the president in such an obvious manner, we would probably be in handcuffs or worse. I mean, just super chill without a care in the world. I mean, they're lucky that Trump didn't pull a morning FBI raid with CNN cameras there at 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning while everyone is in their PJs. But as always, all of that is just my analysis and commentary. That's what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would like to hear from you. So, who do you think James Comey was trying to communicate with? Obviously, he was trying to communicate with someone because he posted 8647 publicly. Do you think it was meant for the general public, just in the sense of, hey, impeach Trump, take to the streets, put pressure on your representatives, here comes a catquake? Do you think it was an open message to the intelligence community or someone in the deep state to take him out? Or do you think he was trying to provoke a lone wolf to take action? Or is there another option, another scenario that I'm missing? Let me know your predictions or your analysis of that situation down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. And for those of you who also like music, like I do, I'm glad that you're getting used to the new theme song. And I don't think I explained it on video clearly. Long story short, I was having licensing issues with the old one, and basically I dropped that licensing company, and I'm now using a new one, which is why I'm no longer using the old theme song. So many of you have said that you love it. So it is called Set Me Off if you want to listen to it. Set Me Off by Heirloom, E-R-L-O-O-M. You can actually find it here on YouTube. So if you want to listen to that, put it on your playlist, feel free to do so. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.